Hey y'all, Kim Hess here with Kim Hess Yoga, and what is today? Happy Tuesday, full moon, super exciting time to let go, release, drop all that baggage that is no longer serving you. So before we begin, I want you to invite you today to either journal or just become aware of some of the thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, anything that's holding you back or not there, and just bring those things to the surface and let them go. Just let them go. It's time to let them go. So today, I wanted to bring to the surface. Well, as a review, the last couple days, the first day I talked about really becoming aware of your starting point. When you want to make changes in your life, you really need to be honest with where you are in the moment. Like, really brutally honest with yourself, where you're at, and how you feel about where you're at. That's probably the key thing. It's like we can be honest with, our weight or our strength or, how we're feeling, but physically, but to really be honest about how that makes us feel, that's that's when we get that switch and get that inspiration and motivation to make the changes. So it's like, are you feeling frustrated with where you're at? Are you embarrassed with where you're at? Are you feeling helpless with where you're at? Physically, specifically. And I talked yesterday about the domains. And so we have all the domains that are interconnected. And when we lift up one domain, all the others tend to follow. They're all interconnected. So we looked at where you're at now, how you feel about where you're at now, your starting point. And then yesterday we looked at how your clear intention of where you want to go is the exact same thing as the results you hope to achieve. So we have clear intention and we have results, and they're the same thing, right? So we want to look at where we want to go, how we want to feel when we get there, whatever weight it is, or whatever metrics we're looking at. How do we want to feel when we achieve this? So this is super important. Again, bringing in those emotions, because our emotions control our behaviors. We have thoughts that create the emotions. The emotions affect our behaviors and direct our behaviors. So today I want to look at the actual navigating from point A to point B. So there is a process to this, and it really begins with, once you've got your clear intention and know what your results you're looking at, then we begin to reverse engineer this. So I'm looking at a 6-month period. So this is how, this is the weight I want to be. This is the level of strength, whatever other metrics you have. And this is when we get into those things that are measurable, the metrics of our goals. We look there, and then we can reverse engineer and split that up into baby steps. So 6 months, if I want to lose 30 pounds over 6 months, that means 5 pounds a month, right? Or whatever metric you're using, whatever goal you're working for. So we split that up into what we call SMART goals. So SMART goals are very specific. So we're looking at 5 pounds, very specific. They're measurable. It's easy to measure that. This is where we come into the metrics. They are achievable. And so we don't want to say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 6 months, because that's really not that achievable. And if it is that achievable, it's probably not very healthy. It is relative. So whatever SMART goals we have are relative to the end goal in mind, right? And they're timely. So we can give ourselves we have 6 months to achieve the results we want. And then each month we have a specific goal. So we have to look at that time. And this is a very, very important thing. When we have the goal, say I want to lose 30 pounds, and we don't have an end date in mind, we could take 30 years to you lose 30 pounds. And that's, I don't think, going to give us the results we want. So looking at all of those factors in the SMART goal. So we reverse engineer that to monthly, weekly, daily steps we can take. So we break it down into just daily little bite-sized steps. And we also really have to look at our commitment levels. This is a very important part of this part of the process, is how committed are you in reaching the results and having what you say you want in your life? Because the bottom line is, and I learned this a long time ago, the bottom line is, you say you want something, all I have to do is look at the results in your life, and I'll tell you how committed you are to those results. Okay? It's either the commitment or the wrong action, but if you're committed, you're taking the right action. If you're committed, you've got your clear intention. So commitment, you really have to ask yourself, how committed are you, and are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to invest if it needs investment? Are you willing to take the proper action, the aligned action, to get what you say you want? Which brings me to aligned action. And this is the most important part of this part of the process, into that navigation process, is taking aligned action and looking at the difference between aligned action, something that's actually moving you towards your goal, versus busyness, just staying busy, right? I could be cooking and eating healthy foods that support that. I could be measuring out my portions. So that's aligned action to achieving my goals. Or I could be sitting on the computer looking up recipes, right? Do you see the difference there? Even though that might be an important step into the cooking part, if I spend all my time looking up great recipes and don't actually cook them or shop for the right foods, it's just busyness. Or spend a lot of time looking for exercise programs or reading books about exercise rather than actually getting out there and moving my ass. Big difference. So aligned action versus busyness. And then we come into adaptation or realigning. So if we start getting closer to our timeline, that goal time, and we're not making the progress we thought, then we get a step back, look at what worked, what didn't work, and adapt, realign ourselves to take different action so we can get back on track. So all of these are part of that navigational process. I do have one thing. If you are looking to make some changes physically in your life, I would love to invite you to an informational call tonight. We, a group that I work with doTERRA, is sponsoring a Cleanse and Restore, 30-day Cleanse and Restore program that starts January 12th. So we're in the prep stages right now. And this is the first step of the 6-month program that I'm offering through my online studio. So the first step is the Cleanse and Restore and getting the information necessary to make an informed decision. All right, it's a 10-day or 30-day program, 10 days of detoxification, 10 days of GI cleanse, and 10 days of restoration, rebuilding the cellular structure, repopulating the gut health with probiotics. And so it is a supplement, cleanse and restore, and just going back to whole natural foods, just easy. There's no fasting. There's no crazy diet involved. It's just going into whole natural foods, preferably organic, because we want to start eliminating the toxins out of our bodies and out of our lives. So if you're interested in hopping on the call tonight, I will post the link to the call tonight in either the comments or up above in the description. and you can just hop on. If I'd love it if you would send me a private message or even comment below saying I'll see you there tonight. And let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or like we're ready to make a change. Just raise your hand and say, yes, I'm ready. I'm tired of this and I need some support. So again, I've got a 6-month program coming up called Return to Health. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about a little bit about the cost of being unhealthy and how much it costs us versus investing in ourselves to be healthy. What that cost comparison is, and why self-care is so important, especially when we have loved ones, friends, and family, and businesses that we are responsible for. So why that self-care is so important. All right. So you all have a wonderful Tuesday. I hope to see you on the call tonight. So again, I'll post that link there. Comment below or private message me that I'll see you there, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Peace out. Namaste, y'all.